Here in this session, I'm going to explain a topic called cash journal. So, guys, what is this cash journal? That we'll see. I'll explain one by one. Now. We'll see what is this cash journal, and then we'll see the configuration part, testing part, one by one. Look at here, guys. Cash journal is used to manage companies' cash transactions. See, I'll tell you. First of all, if you talk about the companies, guys, the companies is having like whatever the transactions are happening, right? So those transactions are happening on credit basis. If you have to purchase something, if I have to purchase something, what is happening, guys? Simply we are going to visit the market, we'll just compare certain, goods or stuff, and then finally we are going to buy. So if you're going to buy, we have to make payment, you have to make payment immediately. But if you talk about B2B purchase, or B2B even sales also, right? B2B, I mean to say business to business, organization to organization, right? So in this case, the cash purchases are happening like very limited number of cash purchases will be there, right? Mostly credit purchase only will be there. Credit purchase means Tata Motor is going to procure certain raw material from a particular vendor, right? So vendor is going to deliver the goods apart from this invoices. The invoice is going to be posted today, but the payment is going to be posted. Payment is going to be made to the vendor after 30 days, after 45 days, after 60 days, right? As per the terms of payment negotiated between Tata Motor and that particular vendor, right? So I said like most of the transactions are happening on credit basis itself. Then what about this cash related transactions? So of course, small multiple transactions are there which is happening on cash basis. Okay. So okay. Now, so all as I said, like most of the transactions are happening on credit basis, but still whatever like 2% or 5% or 1% transactions are happening, there are certain transactions, small transactions that is happening on cash basis, right? So generally in organizations, what is happening, guys? We are going to follow which process that is called P2P process. P2P means procure to pay, right? In procure to pay, what is happening, guys? Certain steps are there that we have to follow. Let's suppose if goods, let's suppose if we are going, if Tata Motor has to purchase the goods, right? Then a PO is going to be raised. Okay, purchase order is going to be raised to the vendor. Based on the PO, vendor is going to deliver the goods, that is called goods receipt, right? Along with the goods receipt, even invoice is also going to be sent by vendor, that is called invoice receipt. And then finally, what is happening, guys? The payment is going to be released by Tata Motor after a certain time. These things I'll explain in detail. There will be, like separate session on this topic, guys. That also we have to see in SAP how this P2P process is going to be mapped, right? That is called FIMM integration, a very important topic that I'll explain now. So P2P means these are the minimum steps I said. These are the minimum steps, right? Even like before PO also there are certain activities, guys, that is going to happen. But let's suppose if that is happening in case of vendor, like let's suppose if they have to bargaining in the sense like let's suppose what is happening, guys, for us, if you have to purchase something, we are going to visit 4 or 5 shops, and then we are going to collect certain quotations, right? If I have to purchase a laptop, I'm going to visit some 5 or 6 showrooms or shops, will what do you say, collect certain quotations from there. Quotation is nothing but a kind of pamphlets where like this product details, price, if any extra accessories are there, that is going to be specified. If any additional warranty is there, that is going to be specified. So once we receive, then we are going to compare these quotations and all, and finally we are going to choose the best deal, right? Okay, likewise, even companies are also doing. Companies are also doing. In that case, like again, other what to say, uh, activity also will come into picture. So those I'll explain in detail. Now, so minimum, like let's suppose if the vendor is known, if the vendor is fixed, that from this vendor itself we have to procure the goods. In that case, for that vendor, purchase order is going to be raised, PO, right? It's a kind of, you can say like with the help of PO, we are going to raise the requirement, right? Based on that, vendor is going to deliver the goods. That is going to be posted in the form of goods receipt, right? Vendor is going to deliver the invoice also. There will be a difference, guys, here, goods receipt and invoice receipt, because goods receipt is going to happen, like goods are going to be delivered somewhere to the warehouse, right? Invoice is going to be sent to a different location, like to the corporate office, right? Because finance team is sitting over there, right? So goods receipt is going to be posted separately, invoice receipt is going to be posted separately, and in detail I'll explain, guys, once I cover this P2P topic, in the sense like FIMM integration. Now, so this is the process which is going to be followed by Tata Motor, not only Tata Motor, by every organization at the time of purchase. Okay. Now, say for example, if let's suppose if Tata Motor has to purchase certain stationery. Stationery is the small item, guys, where like in finance department, let's suppose they are going to distribute certain notebooks to their employee. Let's suppose a particular training is supposed to be conducted, right? Or is anyway every month like certain notebooks are going to be given to the employee, right? Pen and pencils are going to be distributed to, so that the people will keep on their desk and they are going to note down certain things if required, right? So a small quantity of notebooks are going to be purchased, small quantity of pen or pencil, such kind of stationery items are going to be purchased, which might be worth of 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, right? So this is a small quantity only, right? Now, so this is this kind of purchase. This purchase is happening on on cash basis. This cannot be happen on credit basis, guys, right? Let's suppose if like somebody like say for example in that organization itself, let's suppose the management has decided to during month end and all, they decided to work 1 hour extra or 2 hour extra, right? In that case, what is happening, guys? They will order certain snacks, coffee, tea to motivate the employees and all, right? So now those kind of things are going to be, or else like let's suppose certain breakfast or certain things are going to be ordered, right? So that is going to be bought from some local shops and all, right? So if they are going to buy these kind of things, they cannot say that no, we are going to follow P2P process. In the sense, first of all, we are going to give you the purchase order, and then you have to deliver these items, and then you have to send the invoice. It is going to be posted in our system, and then after 1 month, we are going to make the payment. Immediately, the shopkeeper will say, no, I'm not going to sell, right? So generally, on such kind of small purchases, procurement, P2P process is not going to work out, right? Plant is there. Let's suppose because Tata Motor is having, let's suppose, 4 or 5 plants. For every plant, multiple such kind of small procurements are happening. Say, for example, small nut bolt is required for a particular machinery, right? For that, again, they have to visit some local shop only, local hardware shop from where they are going to buy this, right? So likewise, several such kind of small expenses are there, guys. Several such kind of small expenses are there, right? So for these kind of expenses, for these kind of procurement, and even not only purchase, even sales also will be there. Let's suppose small quantity of scrap is there. If that is going to be sold, right? So for that, what is happening? A local scrapper or a local person will come. That person is going to buy, right? And that person is going to pay a cash, might be 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 12,000, whatever it is, right? So such kind of all cash related transactions are going to be posted into cash journal. The reason behind is because let's suppose for scrap, okay, small quantity of scraps are there, so if that is going to be sold. For such kind of activity, like generally what happen, whatever the expenses are there or revenues are there, so for every such kind of transactions, what is happening, guys? It is going to be separate ledgers are going to be created, right? We are having rent related ledger. This is here. We are having audit fee related ledger. We are having salary related GL, right? And we are having fuel expenses related GL, right? So such kind of multiple, GLs are going to be created. But generally, what is happening, guys? If you talk about rent, audit fee, these all GLs means regular basis, multiple transactions are going to be posted, right? And those transactions will be, if you talk about the worth of these transactions and all, it will be huge, right? Now, if you talk, like, let's suppose if stationary related GL, if we are going to create stationary related GL, right? In a whole year, how much worth of transaction is going to be posted? Might be 15,000 worth of transactions, might be 20,000 worth of transactions, 30,000 worth of transactions, right? Let's suppose some small expenses has taken place for this, like they invited a local plumber to fix certain issues, right? So that guy is going to charge cash amount only, right? Or else for that, uh, they have purchased certain pipe or certain other things and all for reinstallations of, like, in that case, like whatever such kind of expenses are taking place, guys, for that again, if a different GL is going to be created, right? For tea, coffee and snacks, let's suppose if the different GL is going to be created, right? So in that case, several, thousands of such kind of small expenses are taking place, right? And for every such kind of a small expenses, if we are going to create a GL account, then several thousand GL account need to be created, guys, right? And if you have a look on these GL accounts, then what will happen, guys? The transactions total, how much worth of transactions will be there? In certain GL might be 5,000 worth of transactions. In certain GL might be 20,000 worth of transactions. So these are the pretty small, what to say, transactions are there, right? And if these many GLs are there, then if you talk about financial statement, guys, if the financial statements are going to be published, then it's going to be almost just like a very big book, right? 400, 500 pages worth of, page like book will be there. And if people are going to refer in certain GL, uh, like 20,000 worth of amount is there, in certain GL, 50,000 worth of amount is there, small, right? So instead of creating such kind of GL, what is happening, guys? There is a separate GL is going to be created, separate ledger is going to be, or separate books of account, you can say, is going to be set up. That is called petty cash account. The same petty cash is going to be treated as a cash journal. It's called cash journal here in SAP. Okay, this is what the logic. Now, so this is what the reason behind creation of this cash journal, right? Cash journal is nothing but petty cash account. There will be a separate register where the all small cash related transactions are going to be recorded. Okay. Now I'll come back on this PPT once again. Advantage of cash journal, guys. Look at here. So all the cash transactions are available at one place, of course, right? Cash position can be viewed at any point of time, and here, like, cash position in the sense, generally what happened, guys, how the process is going to happen. Let's suppose uh, there is a particular fixed amount is going to be withdrawn from bank, and it will be handed over to a particular accountant. Okay, somebody, whoever is maintaining the cash registers and all. So that person will keep that amount in their pocket, right? Now, so let's suppose 20,000 is the limit. So it is withdrawn from bank. Now this guy is going to, like, whatever the expenses are taking place, this guy is going to make the payment and will record in the cash journal. Once, let's suppose, once the amount is only 2,000 in their hand, then what is happening? Once again, they are going to withdraw the amount, right? So the cash position also can be viewed. How it is going to be viewed, guys, that I'll show you practically so that you guys can be able to understand. Now, cash transactions, receipt and payment can be easily analyzed on daily, weekly and monthly basis. That is also, guys, you can check once we see the report. There easily you can see. Okay, easily you can see. Now, the next one is, so how the cash journal is going to be used, guys, that I'll show you. But before that, what we have to do, first of all, we have to create the ZL account. Okay, first of all, you just do one thing. First of all, we'll see the configuration steps. Okay, now look at here, guys, the configuration steps. So these are the configuration steps are there. So first of all, what we have to do, first of all, we have to create the ZL account. Now the question is, how many ZL accounts are going to be created, right? How many ZL accounts are going to be created? Guys, now how many GL accounts are going to be created, that is not our decision. Again, that is the client decision itself. Since let's suppose SAP is going to be implemented, but before that they are using certain ERP. Whatever cash journal is there in SAP, the same process, this is not a new process, guys, right? So even they are already using this process and all. The only thing is, now that process we are going to map in SAP, right? So how many GL are supposed to be? So here, of course, guys, less number of GL accounts are going to be created, right? What is the purpose of this cash journal, guys? The purpose of cash journal is to avoid creation of multiple ledgers, right? So of course, less number of GLs are going to be created. Now, we'll do one thing. So generally, first of all, so look at here, like bank GL is there, petty cash GL is there, cash purchase, cash sales. What will happen? I'll come on this PPT, slide number 3. First of all, transactions are going to be categorized. Okay, that also will be categorized by client only. At broader level, what is happening, guys? It can be categorized in 4. Like if you talk about my previous client where I did the implementations, right? So there, what is happening, guys? The cash journal was pretty simple, right? They said that we are having only 4 kind of transactions. What 4 kind of transaction, guys? Of course, like one more was there, and that was later on. It was like deleted, right? So what kind of transaction was there, guys? The transaction, they said, like whatever the purchases are happening, right? So that we can say cash purchase. Whatever sales are happening on cash basis, that we can say cash sales. So these are the 2. Okay. So if we have to purchase something, right? In that case, certain amount must be there in our hand. So what will happen, guys? The amount supposed to be withdrawn from bank, right? So cash withdrawal also is another activity, guys. The first activity, first of all, amount must be withdrawn from bank. Then only it is going to be spent on certain activities, right? So cash withdrawal is one activity. In the sense, of course, this is one activity, and here also one transaction. Accounting entry is going to take place. Once the cash withdrawal is happened, then what is happening, guys? The cash purchases are going to happen. Purchase of stationery, purchase of snacks, purchase of tea, coffee, lunch, dinner, whatever it is, or small, expenses which is taking place, labor, like daily wages or something related, such kind of expenses, right? So, cash purchases, cash sales. Sometimes what is happening, guys? Even that, as I said, like scrap is going to be sold to the local scrapper. Then what will happen? Cash sales, right? And now cash deposit. Generally what happen guys, there will be a threshold limit. Threshold limit in the sense like, let's suppose maximum 20k, country by country, country to country, different limits will be there. Okay. So let's suppose there is a limit of 20k. It means how much cash can be maintained in petty cash account guys, right? So 20k. This 20k. So generally what happened? Like 20k is withdrawn. And after that, now what is happening here? So let's suppose certain purchases has taken place of like 6k. So now how much remaining guys? 14k, right? At the same time, so this 6k is minus. So 14k. At the same time, there is scrap worth of 10k. It's sold. So now how much? Okay, so total 14k here. Now again equals 24k, right? So guys, how much surplus amount? 20k only we can maintain. So whatever this 4k is there, again can be deposited to the bank account. Whatever limitations are there, guys, like let's suppose there is a limit till 20k only. So 20k only can be maintained. If surplus amount is there, that can be deposited. So these are the 4 activities are happening, right? Now the question is accounting entry. What is happening? First of all, we are having transaction related to withdrawal. Okay, so look at here, cash withdrawal. So in cash withdrawal, generally what is happening, guys? Of course, it is going to be withdrawn from bank account. So bank account will be credited, and what is going to be debited? So whatever cash is withdrawn from bank account, that is of course going to be maintained somewhere. It is going to be kept in a particular ledger, guys. So for that we are having petty cash here, guys. Petty cash. In petty cash GL itself, this cash is going to be maintained, right? So in every activity, petty cash GL will come into picture. Look at here, in cash withdrawal, right? Cash is coming. So where it is getting kept, guys? It is being kept in cash, petty cash GL, right? Of course, it will be kept by somewhere. The accountant is going to keep, but it is supposed to be shown that in which book it is going to be, right? This amount is going to be maintained. So that is going to be specified in petty cash account. Okay, so petty cash GL is going to be debited and bank account is going to be credited. Okay, so during withdrawal, this is the, look at here, petty cash is there in the picture. Now what next, guys? The next one is cash purchase. Okay, during purchase, what is happening, guys? It is expenses. So cash purchase account. So now cash purchase means what, guys? Purchase of stationery, right? Purchase of snacks, tea, coffee, or any, let's suppose, payment made to the daily wages, some local laborers, right? Or small other items, purchase of anything, right? So instead of creating multiple GL, what is happening, guys? Simply will create a cash purchase account. One single GL, cash purchase account. So that cash purchase account is going to be debited. And again, what is going to be credited, guys? So payment is going to be made from petty cash account because amount is maintained where? In petty cash. So payment is going to be made from petty cash account. So now what is happening, guys? Cash purchase account is going to be debited, and this time petty cash amount is getting reduced. So that is getting credited. Look at here. Petty cash is there in the first transaction also. Petty cash is there in the second transaction also. Now we are having cash sales. So once again, guys, cash sales means something is coming, right? So where it is going to be maintained? In petty cash account. So petty cash account is going to be debited, and there is a separate GL is going to be created instead of like a scrap or some specific GL. Simply we are going to create cash sales. So that cash sales is okay. Cash sales is going to be, let's suppose, So cash sales GL account is going to be credited. Now, the next one is cash deposit. There might be chances like when surplus amount, like in the sense like more than 20K if amount is there, that is going to be deposited into bank account. So that is cash deposit. So even this transaction also may take place. In that case, your bank account is going to be debited, right? Petty cash account is going to be credited. So these are the four major transactions which is taking place, right? Now, so how many GL account are supposed to be created, guys? If you talk about here, so in every transaction, petty cash is there, either debit or credit. That is a different thing, but petty cash is there. Apart from this, bank account, cash purchase, and cash sales. So these are the additional GL supposed to be created. Why it is showing like this? So first of all, what we have to do, guys? First of all, we have to create the GL account. Okay, let me log in here. Go to FS 00 and our company code is TM33, right? So bank account is already created, guys. We can use this bank account and cash purchase. So we'll do one thing. Copy this rent account. Make it 4002. Cash purchase account. Remaining everything will be as it is. Okay. And look at here, guys. The screen size is bigger, so that is why I have to scroll down here. I think, yeah. Yeah, now it is perfect. Okay. So now here, line item display, then sort key. Okay, why this kind of it is supposed to appear? We'll do one thing, guys. From here, what we can do, guys, we can increase or decrease the font size. We'll be having options. So here, I think the font size is bigger. That is why it is showing like this. Let me decrease the font size so that no need to drag it down. Let me click on select. And here I'll keep 10. Okay. And we'll see that. I think now it is going to be fine. I think it becomes more smaller or what? Let me make it 70 and it become more and more smaller, right? I think 12 itself was okay. Is this fine, guys? Any problem while viewing the accounts? Or do I need to keep 12 only? Keep 12 itself. Okay, I'm keeping 12 itself, but here generally what is happening is if I keep 12, Fahad is saying keep 11. I think, let me check. In 12, it is going to become more this one, guys. Because the problem is like, if I use FS double zero, now here is the challenge. Everything is fine. Better to keep 11 only. Yeah, this is, I think, good. Either 10 or 11. So even with the help of this one, guys, you can change the theme also, right? And the appearance of the screen, that also can be changed. Okay. So now let me use FS double zero, guys. Okay, good. So now here we'll copy the rent account and make it 4002. So let's suppose as purchase account. Okay. Now you can apply here post automatically only. Save it. What is the logic behind post automatically, guys? Can anybody explain? Is there anyone who's having idea?
We can't be able to post it in FV50 or F-02.
Okay.
Yeah. Get it?
Okay. Anything else, guys? Okay. Now, yes. The thing is, like, let's suppose here generally what happened in case of normal transactions, right? Normal transactions are going to be posted by using F-02 or F-50. These are the transaction code. So generally what is happening, guys? This is called manual posting. Manual posting means you can select the GL account. If you want to keep a rent GL, you can keep rent GL over there. Rent GL code you can give. If you want to keep bank GL, audit fee GL, salary GL, any such kind of multiple GL, right? So manually you can select the GL account, you can give the GL account. But if I have selected here post automatically, it means this GL cannot be used for manual posting. How system is going to determine this GL account, guys? So automatic account determination will happen. Automatic account determination will happen here. See, automatic account determination means we are going to assign the GL account somewhere. Where it is going to be assigned, that I'll show you guys. But here post automatically means, let's suppose now if I have to post a transactions like FB50, Okay, so here change the company code guys first. Okay, now let's suppose I'm going to give you 4,000 cash to purchase. Credit 500. If you press enter, then look at here, system is saying 4,002 can be posted internally in the company code TM33. It means internally in the sense this GL is supposed to be derived by system automatically. This GL cannot be used for manual posting. Okay. So through FB50, through F-02, this GL cannot be posted directly actually. This GL is going to be derived by SAP automatically. And you guys can see, I'll show you guys, don't worry. Once I complete the cash journal related configurations, once I perform the testing, I will show you. So this GL cannot be used for manual posting. Even multiple other GLs also will be there where we have to apply the check mark post automatically. Okay, so that is the difference. If you apply post automatically, then what is happening is this GL cannot be posted manually by FB50 or F-02. Okay, now Amita is saying what is the advantage and disadvantage. See, there is no any such kind of advantage disadvantage. Of course, we can say, like, let's suppose if you talk about like tax deals, tax deals are also going to be, let's suppose we can specify post automatically. It means while posting the transactions automatically, what is happening, guys? The tax related transactions, in the sense tax auto deduction will happen, right? If I don't apply a check mark here, then might be somebody can do some manipulations, in the sense transactions can be posted separately and tax related transactions can be posted by users separately. Okay, it means here this thing is like client is saying that, okay, if here the thing is like, I'll tell you, cash general is a specific functionality given by SAP. Okay, cash general is specific functionality is given by SAP. For that, special transaction code is also given by SAP. The transaction code is FBCJ. Okay. Now your system is asking that, okay, cash general code and all, so that we have not set up right yet, so that cannot be given. Now let's suppose I says that these transactions are going to be posted with the help of cash general, right? So even this can be posted in the form of normal JV also, right? Cash purchase, in the sense cash purchase account debited, petty cash account credited, right? So if I don't apply a check mark here post automatically, then this GL can be posted manually also. Manually in the sense by FB50. So if this GL is going to be posted through FB50, then there will be problem in cash journal report, because if any transactions which is going to be posted by this FBCJ, that will be tracked here. That is going to be here. Look at here, like total cash receipt, total cash payment, right? So this is going to be updated automatically. Those transactions are getting updated here, right? So actual cash position can be viewed automatically if somebody is going to see this report. At the same time, if we don't apply this check mark, if don't apply the check mark post automatically only, then somebody from user side had applied their mind, and if he has posted these transactions through FB50, that as per their understanding, anyway transaction must be posted, right? So cash purchase, this account is debited and this account is credited, simply they can post through FB50 also. So if the transaction got posted through FD50, then GL account is having perfect picture. In the sense, real account is having correct amount, right? But if they see here the position of cash, here if they are going to check, then what is happening? Since that particular transaction is not posted through cash journal, so what is happening, guys? Here the accurate figure will not be updated. In GL account, it is showing the correct transactions will be there, guys. But here on cash journal, because that transactions, one particular transaction is posted by someone through FB50, right? It is not posted by FBCJ transaction code. So if any transaction is going to be posted through FBCJ, that will be auto calculations is going to happen, like what is the total cash receipt, what is the total cash we have, spent. These things are going to be recorded automatically. Here it is visible. Okay. Daily report, weekly report, right? Monthly report, or a report between a particular period if you want to see. These all things are possible, right? But provided that transaction must be posted through cash channel. So if you don't apply, then what is happening, guys? The user may post these transactions through FB50 also, right? So that is why we have applied a checkmark. Post automatically means no need to post any transaction in this GL account directly. Simply, we have to post the transactions through FBCJ. In the sense, cash journal related transactions are going to be posted here, and GL will be determined by system automatically. How it is going to be determined? That I'll show you practically. Okay, so this is what they use. Okay, of post automatically. Now, so what we have done, guys? Okay, let me create at least the GL accounts. I've created only one GL, right? Cash purchase. Then the next one is cash sales, right? So click on create button and make it cash sales, means that is related to revenue. So I'll make it 3001. Okay, you can give 3000, 3001, 2, 3, 8. Okay, I'm giving code 3001. Why? Because revenue GL, that number range is 3000 to 3999. Press enter. Okay, INCM. Why it is like somebody has changed the account group? What or what case? It should be. I don't use INCM. OB D4. Start of account, I think TM33 itself. Let me check. So set expense, income account, right? Income instead of income. We can give revenue account also. Anyway, no issues. So I think I might have copied from someone. So now again. Okay, still we are having. Okay, Mrs. You just make like this and post automatically. Save it. Okay. Now, what next, guys? Cash purchase, cash sales. Bank account we have already created. Petty cash account supposed to be created. Okay. Now the question is, how many petty cash account supposed to be created? Okay. How many petty cash accounts supposed to be created? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Again, it depends upon the client's requirement. Okay. it depends upon the client's requirement, guys. We can't say only one. Okay, let's suppose if the client says, okay, now, so say for example, that again depends upon client requirement, like how they want to view the reports. Okay, how they want to view the reports. Let's suppose they are having like 5 different plants, A, and E. Okay, on every plant certain expenses, and for every plants, like what is happening, a plant office is also there, right? Now, so let's suppose on every plant certain expenses are taking place. Smallest one, plant in the sense like multiple employees will be there, guys, and of course multiple such kind of cash related transactions are taking place. Now, so if the client want to see the report that for this particular plant, whatever the cash related expenses and revenues are there, that I want to see separately. For this one separately, for this one separately, right? In that case, what will happen, guys? In that case, again, in that case also, we can manage with one petty cash account also, or we have to create, or we can create 5 petty cash account also. Okay, petty cash account is what, guys? All these cash related transactions are getting posted, right? So how many petty cash deals are going to be created? 1 or 5. Okay, so if the client want to see the report separately for every let's suppose branch office wise or plant wise or whatever the requirements are there, right? So based on that, they are saying that 5 different things are there. For these all separate reports I need. So separate reports can be, we can what to say, separate reports can be generated for every plant. Separate report can be generated. Okay, for that, that can be managed by single petty cash account also, or we can create 5 petty cash accounts also. In my case, what happened, guys? Client was saying that no, you just create a separate ledger for every plant. So we created, even with the help of single, petty cash account also, we can manage. Okay, but there is challenges. What challenges, guys? Challenges will be, let's suppose I have created the CL account. Okay, and I have not applied post automatically. I have not applied post automatically on this cash sales or cash purchase ledger, right? So in that case, what is happening? In that case, client is going to, in the sense like somebody is going to post the transaction manually. If they are going to post the transaction manually by FB50, then what is happening, guys? If they see the report, if they see the cash journal report, and that too plant wise, then what is happening, guys? That is wrong reports. Why? Because certain transactions got posted manually by user by FB50. But if we have set up different petty cash account, if we have set up different petty cash account for every plant, in that case, GL wise, if they are going to pull the report, guys, then what will happen? They'll be having correct figure. Okay, I think I'm going a bit deeper, guys. Right? So I'll just do one thing. Okay, don't worry. I'll explain this once again. Okay, how many petty cash? Because look at here, I've created one scenario here, right? So I'll explain this. And then we'll create the GL account for petty cash, and then we'll proceed further for remaining configurations, guys, because cash generally is not going to be completed in a single session, right? Certain scenario also I have to explain, which can be asked by people and which is going to be asked by people during interview. That is pretty important. Configurations, basic configurations, lots of people know, right? If somebody is going to ask the questions, most of the people will be confused. Oh my God, what to say, right? Because people will not ask like how to configure cash general and all. How to configure, if somebody is going to ask, guys, then what will happen with that? We cannot identify the skill or efficiency of the consultant or understanding of their particular understanding. Their understanding about that particular topic cannot be, because if even like, let's suppose I can mug up the steps and I can say, yeah, these are the steps. Right? We need to know the logic, right? So that logic will be cleared only if I explain the scenarios. Then you guys will be able to understand. So everything is going to be explained, guys, one by one. So whatever remaining things are there will be explained in next sessions. So that's all.